Hey everybody, we've got one big question that we're going to discuss today, and that is losing my job, income, business, or health a blessing or a curse? Yep, that's right. That's a deep question, a lot to dive in there on this episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode number 186 of a show that is designed to provide insight and tools to building the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser and I am your host. Today is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021, and we will be reading from the Rudder of the Day, again by Dan Miller. Links in the show notes. Once there was an old man who lived in a tiny village. Although poor, he was envied by all because he owned a beautiful white horse. People offered fabulous prices for the horse, but the old man always refused. "This horse is a friend, not a possession," he would respond. One morning, the horse was not in the stable. All the villagers said, "You old fool. We told you someone would steal that beautiful horse. You could at least have gotten the money. Now the horse is gone and you've been cursed with misfortune." The old man responded, "Perhaps. All I know is that my horse is gone. The rest I do not know. Whether it be a curse or a blessing, I can't say." After 15 days, the horse returned. He hadn't been stolen. He had run away into the forest. Not only had he returned, he had brought a dozen wild horses back with him. Once again, the village people gathered around the old man and said, "You were right. What we thought was a curse was a blessing. Please forgive us." The old man responded, "Perhaps. Once again, you've gone too far. How do you know if this is a blessing or a curse? Unless you see the whole story, how can you judge?" But the people could only see the obvious. The old man now had 12 additional horses that could be broken and sold for a great deal of money. The old man had a son, an only son. He began to break the wild horses. Unfortunately, after just a few days, he fell from a horse and broke both his legs. Once again, the villagers gathered around the old man and said, "You were right. The wild horses were not a blessing. They were a curse. Your only son has broken his legs, and now in your old age you have no one to help you. You are poorer than ever." But the old man said, "Perhaps. Don't go too far. Say only that my son broke his legs. We have only a fragment of the whole story." It so happened that a few weeks later, the country went to war with a neighboring country. All the young men of the village were required to join the army. Only the son of the old man was excluded because he had 2 broken legs. Once again, the people gathered around, crying because there was little chance their sons would return. "You were right, old man. Your son's accident was a blessing. Our sons are gone forever." The old man spoke again. "You people are always quick to jump to conclusions. Only God knows the final story." Dan writes, he has modified the details of this story that I've seen in various forms in many sources. No author has been identified. And before we read the question that provides us some direction for today, let's take a look at a quote from the Bible. "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him." That's from 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. And the question, to give us some direction for today, is there something in your life today that others would consider a curse? Is it really? So again, Is there something in your life today that others would consider a curse? Is it really? Well, again, I can only speak from my own experiences, and I can only share pieces of my life in the hopes that what's going on with life on life's terms in my world somehow resonates with what's going on in life on life's terms in yours. As we began, we read that excuse me. We read, is losing my job, income, business, or health a blessing or a curse? Over the past few episodes, for those of you who may not have listened to everything in the past to date, I have some health issues. I am in the process of working through multiple forms, very long and comprehensive questionnaires, so that when I go to my appointment with the functional medicine practitioner at the Cleveland Clinic, he's got my full and detailed background history, lifestyle choices, everything and anything that you can possibly think of related to health, I will be providing to the functional medicine team at the Cleveland Clinic. That is to address a number of other health-related challenges that I've had over the past few years and past few decades, including but not limited to gastrointestinal problems as of late and epilepsy that I've been dealing with from a child. Now, I'm grateful in that I've not lost my job or my income, and while I have a little business on the side, it's really not doing much for me, and so I haven't really lost anything there. And I don't want to say even that I've lost my health. I'd like to think that I'm actually in pretty good health, except for the fact that I've got all these issues going on. And the way in which my health seems to be manifesting, if you will, in terms of what symptoms are demonstrable to those around me, is in my behavior, my attitude, perceived anger, frustration. That element is neither a blessing nor a curse. It simply is. It's a learning experience. And that's what all of this is in this life. It's a learning experience. We read this story about an old man who had all these different things happen to him. In this case, involving animals, horses. And everyone around him, or everyone that came to him, was quick to say, oh, this is a blessing, or oh, this is a curse. And he was quick to respond with ambivalence, proclaiming, it's neither. We don't have enough information yet. And that's a really important point, because in this day and age, in the 21st century, throughout the years 2020 and 2021, there are many of us who have been quick to view world events as a blessing or a curse. Whether those world events are in the societal spheres, the political spheres, the health spheres, and really they're all overlapping. But we all want to label the things that happen as blessings or curses. And the reality is, when we do this, we oftentimes do without all of the information that we actually need to make an educated and informed decision, demonstrating our opinion on the matter. And that's precisely what it is half the time as well. It's our opinion on something. In the case of the old man, people going to him and expressing their opinions about what happened to him, perhaps they viewed it as expressing concern for the old man. But really they were there giving him their opinions on how bad or good this event was, or how dumb he was for making the decisions that he did. I wonder, did the old man actually ever ask for the opinions of the people in the village when these various events happened? Or did the people of the village acknowledge what happened to the old man, and they presented themselves to him to inject their opinions into his life because that's what they felt was appropriate, because that's what they felt was in his best interests? I don't know. I don't have the whole story. But again, this is a timeless fable told by many people and told in many different ways. Everybody's always quick to jump to conclusions. We never know the whole story. And because we don't, it's oftentimes difficult to see aspects of things that are occurring in life as a blessing when aspects of those things may also in that moment be a curse. It's difficult because many of the things that take place in life, you know, life on life's terms, take place in both ways, or in ways that provide both positive and negative consequences. And real quick, we view the word consequence as sometimes a negative word, as though there's only negative consequences. But a consequence is a result of some actions taken, and there are positive consequences and there are negative consequences. But the consequence happens. Much like the blessing and the curse. Is it a blessing or is it a curse? It's hard to say until we have all the information. Well, that's it for today's episode, guys. As you can hear from the bumpy background noise in the background, this is the gravel road leading up to the parking area of the day job. It's a chilly morning this morning in the 50s. Seasons are changing, and as the seasons change, so does the podcast and the way it is presented. So stay tuned for details as to what's going on. But you can always find out more in the show notes. There's links to all episodes in the show notes for easy access and easy reference. If you want to be a part of the community that listens to the show, along with myself, you can join us over at t.me/allaroundgrowth. But if chat groups are a little too much, and I understand because I'm in several myself, then you can subscribe to the broadcast channel where you can get updates when new episodes are released, when they are released, at t.me/allaroundgrowth podcast. Check out the show notes for more links, more information. And that is it, my friends. I hope you have a great day. I hope it's been a good week for you. And I appreciate your time tuning into the show today. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.